Hello everybody and welcome to episode 7 of the Trophy Tour. Today I've just reached the month of October and it's been a difficult campaign so far, but I think we've come out of it with reasonable pride, as I can now show you. Um, yeah, you can just see our fixtures have been quite good. I'll go into them in further detail in just a sec, but I just want to show you that in the top left here, the Premier Division, we are in third place. We have the chance to catch SV Riyadh, or Reed, I'm not too sure how to pronounce it, after they won their game, I think. Yeah, they won their game. So they've been doing very well. Yeah, so a surprise leader there. Austria Vienna second. We are down in the third place. Rapid Vienna on our toes in fourth, and then Red Bull, who have already lost 5 times, are still in contention in 5th place, and so on and so forth. So it's been a rather crazy league campaign, if I'm honest, and we can now look at it in more detail. So after a pretty flawless pre-season, where goals were pretty much a given, we played our Europa League game against Zalgiris. We beat them 2-0, which was great news. Carlos Esposito getting a wonderful goal, and Best Jack also on the score sheet there. Shame I had to do some rotation, but that's the way. Sometimes you have to make sacrifices. We opened our campaign against Austria Vienna, a very tough game, but it was one we probably should have won in hindsight after they had a man sent off, but we gave away a penalty of our own, and that was the end of that. So we failed to beat last year's runners-up, which was really disappointing. But another defeat, or our first defeat of the season here. Zalgiris came to our UPC arena and won, but thankfully Christian Clem's opening goal was enough to cancel them out. So we advanced into the next round, but before that, an excellent result against Rapid Vienna here, who were our opponents today. Best Jack and then Nikolic on his debut, getting 2 goals to pretty much blow the opposition away. Terence Boyd got 1, but he's been in very good form since, so he might be a threat again. Then our next opponents were Mlada Boleslav in the Czech Republic, when they beat us very easily by 4-2. Beric and Nespor were the goal scorers there, but Nespor was basically unstoppable, and Ehrenreich scored an own goal. So that was pretty much the end of our campaign, but we recovered sensationally here. Red Bull had no answer, even though they had plenty of attempts on target. Nikolic, Best Jack and Stuart O'Keefe with his penalty there, putting Red Bull Salzburg to bed, and then we lost 1-0 in the second leg there, so we were out of Europe convincingly. Poor result here against Wacker Innsbruck. Best Jack and Beric had to pretty much make the comeback of comebacks for us there. We were terrible in the first half, and we took to the 90th minute to score a route 1 ball straight to Beric from Antolic off the bench was what won us that point. But we recovered against Grodig 2-0, easy as you like. They're unlucky to get an injury, but it was Beric and Vujadinovic with the goals there, and then we did even better here against Admira Wacker Modeling. Beric hat-trick and Vujadinovic with another goal, but Omrani got injured for a few weeks. And then newly promoted SCR Altac have been absolutely brilliant this season, and again we're in trouble. We did so much better, but they have been very plucky. They've beaten a lot of teams, and they have every reason to be proud of this result. With when they took the lead, Castellano equalised. They got a penalty. Thought we were going to get back in the game, and then Vujadinovic with another goal. So he was in excellent form for us there off set pieces. But then our unbeaten streak came to a sudden halt as Wolfsburger beat us 2-0 with 2 very scrappy goals, and then even worse, 4-2 to the new league leaders, SV Riyadh. Nothing much we could do there, but I was really disappointed with the team here. And then we were knocked out of the cup as I had to make rotation pretty much by law here. I had no choice, and we were beaten by Austria Vienna, but we did get our revenge thanks to a solitary Milos Karasik goal. The defender there getting his very first goal in one of his rare starts, so he is now going to be settled into the team, which is excellent news, of course. And we'll now take a quick look at how my players are doing in this early stage of the season. So most appearances, Benedict Plique with 13. Esposito has been excellent. I can't really fault him. He's gotten 1 goal and 5 assists in the league, and he also got 1 in the European competition, so he's been an excellent little signing so far. Stefan Nikolic, the on-loan striker, 12 games with a substitute appearance and 5 goals, but unfortunately he's dried up in recent weeks, so I have to keep playing him until someone's fit. Like Beric and Bestjak have picked up injuries. Bestjak has recovered, so he'll probably get to play today, but Beric is now injured, so that's really disappointing. Christian Clem has done okay for us here as well. Just 2 assists in the cup and then 1 in the league, so he could do a bit better, but I don't know which position to play him in, because he can play anywhere on the left hand side. Weber with 10 appearances there, that's alright. Castellano's done okay. Hotzel hasn't been great, so I'm considering dropping him. Vujadinovic has been excellent, very pleased with him with the 9 appearances in the league and 3 goals and 2 assists as well, so that's even better. Beric has been our top scorer, you can just see there, but he has now picked up an injury. And Stuart O'Keefe. Dudic has now been dropped, so he's not playing as much. Karashik there, and then Vergero. In terms of the goals scored, we'll have a look. Beric on 8, Nikolic and Bestjak have 5, Vujadinovic on 3, Esposito 2, Castellano, O'Keefe, Offenbacher, Clem, Karashik and Kropfel all have 1. Unfortunately for Jurchen, his goals have dried up significantly. I haven't really started him that much, but it's all gone horribly wrong for him. After a 13 goal campaign last year, he's now failing to hit the target at all so far. And average rating, Esposito, Beric, Vujadinovic, Nikolic and Bestjak all have 7.0 or higher ratings. O'Keefe, Clem, Peak and then Plique are reasonably high up. My new signing here, Jorge Goncalves, I got him off as a free agent, and I haven't played him that much, but he did okay. He got an assist on his debut, but he's just there to back up Esposito in case he's injured. So a lot of poor performers in fact this season, which is disappointing considering we're going for the title. Weber, I don't know how he's that low, and I always seem to do well with him. Omrani hasn't played that often, so I'm not surprised. Hotzel has probably been very poor, but Ehrenreich hasn't been much better. Remo Mali has been awful, I'm afraid. I thought he'd be much better than this, but he's just had a tired time, so he'll have to settle being a backup. And Magdiel, of course, he's really struggling to settle into the new culture in Austria, so hopefully we'll get to see more of him later in the season, but hasn't been great. Domazoj Antolic hasn't been great either. I haven't played him that much, but he hasn't really made a name for himself. Offenbacher is just trying to recover from injury. He's really close to full fitness, but he hasn't made a single appearance in the league, but he did score in the cup. And Nyarko has been very bad as well. Had to get a phone call off Jurgen Klopp to say, will you play him more, and I said he hasn't been good enough. So it's kind of the role reversal, where I usually tell managers you need to play my players more, and they say no, he's not usually good enough. So yeah, that's pretty much that portion of the episode. Finances are much better than what they used to be. We're at 2.3 in the black, which is great for us blackies. We need to be financially stable, and I'm pretty pleased with that. Most of our transfers out haven't really settled into their new clubs. Tobias Kainz is only making substitute appearances. Hadzic hasn't done well at all, even though he's playing. Tobias Kainz, or Florian Kainz, is playing a lot, but he hasn't settled. The Madel, I'm not too sure. He's done well, so that's good news. And that's pretty much it. So he made lots of transfers, but Beric was attracting bids of about 2 million over the transfer market, and you can see why. He's very good stats and plenty of goals to sing home about. But we had no choice but to keep him. I wasn't going to accept losing a player like that when we had more important things to be doing than constantly selling our players. So I have a very tough task against Sturm Graz coming up. Hopefully we'll get through it okay and catch up to SV Ried, get that gap back down to 4 points, and hopefully overtake Austria Vienna. But it is one of those seasons. Just before I conclude this episode, You can see Beric is in the top 4 goal scorers. Best Jack is in the average rating, and Esposito is one of the best assistants. But we were dominating in the early part of the season, and then it's kind of fallen away. But I think we've every chance of competing again. So Altac, we're doing very well. They're kind of slipping away, but I just don't know. Red Bull have already lost 5 times this season, and yet they're still in contention. That's so frustrating considering we're dropping a lot of draws and defeats. So if you compare it to last season, they only lost 8 times on the way to the title. So I can sense our team will improve. We're not going to be losing 9 times again. I really do hope. Still a long way to go, of course. Another 16 games. Or 26, is it 26? Yeah, it will be 26. Jeez, my maths is awful. So another 26 games to go this season, and hopefully we won't lose 9 of them. Ensure we have a chance of winning this title. So just one more thing to point out before I go. Red Bull and Austria Vienna all have European commitments, whereas I don't, and neither do Rapid Vienna or Riot. So that could be a difference maker in the title campaign, and we'll just have to keep going. I don't want to leave Austria absolutely nothing, but at the same time I don't want to keep spending year after year here when the whole point is to go on a trophy tour. So any feedback will be most welcome in the comments section. You've been very good to me so far, and I'll see you again very soon for more Football Manager, and I have F1 content on the way as well, so stay tuned and thanks for watching. Bye bye.